one luxury brand that's needed a new crossover in their lineup for years, it's definitely Cadillac. For a long time, dealers have been clamoring the brand to introduce a smaller version of the XT5. I'm at the 2018 New York International Auto Show where Cadillac has finally unveiled that vehicle. This is the 2019 XT4. Let's take a first look. Lineup, the XT5 is the company's best seller, so it'd be natural for them to do a smaller version of that vehicle. You can see the design takes a lot of design cues we love on the XT5. All of the art and science design cues are here. You can see the Cadillac Bold Grille with this new kind of mesh finish on the insert. You have the standard dual or LED daytime running lights with full LED headlights and standard equipment. And it's kind of got this new light pipe that kind of goes from the top, accentuating the bottom, going from the top of the fender down to the lower part of the fascia. Now, this vehicle is obviously smaller than the XT5. Cadillac says it's about 10 inches shorter than the XT5, and its wheelbase is about 2 inches shorter overall. Now, under the hood, it's going to have an all-new Cadillac 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder with about 237 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque, going through a 9-speed automatic transmission. Now, front-wheel drive will be the standard offering with all-wheel drive as an available option. Now, Cadillac says the fuel economy is actually going to be rated at 25 in the city and 30 on the highway, which makes it a little bit better than the XT5, and it's a pretty good gas mileage figure considering this vehicle weighs roughly around 3,500 pounds. Now, the wheels, these are the optional 20-inch wheels. This car will be available in 3 different trim configurations, going from the premium luxury to the sport. This particular one here, I believe, is the premium luxury with the optional 20-inch wheel. It certainly looks good. It's a nice-looking design vehicle. Now, the wheelbase in size is around 108 inches long. Overall, it's around 181 inches long, so it's right in line with something like a BMW X3, an Acura RDX, so it's a good size for this compact luxury segment. It's a very popular segment for Cadillac to enter. When you look at the rear of the XT4, it's definitely got a new, kind of different design cue that we've seen on the other Cadillacs. Almost like a CR-V Volvo-ish like taillight, the way it kind of goes into the actual tailgate itself. There's a 2.0T badge to show that this has a standard 2-liter turbo 4-cylinder. It's definitely a very aggressive, very stylish looking vehicle, very Cadillac. It's definitely going in the theme the company is very much known for. Now, underneath the rear cargo area, Cadillac says you're going to get up to 48 cubic feet of cargo space, which is pretty good in terms of the size, although it is smaller than vehicles like the Acura RDX, which offer around 60 cubic feet of space, but we'll have to wait until we actually get one to drive to see how this works in the actual real world in terms of practicality. So for the inside of the new XT4, you're going to find all the traditional Cadillac elements with some new different details, especially in the technology. Now, first of all, it's a crossover, so it has a really nice high step-in height, which is good. And stepping inside this interior, now this particular one is actually the sport trim. You can designate it as the sport from the carbon fiber accents. You can also option in like a red carbon fiber weave accents. I really like the overall interior design. It has a lot of the Cadillac elements we know, the cotton sewn interior where there's lots of leather, there's lots of aluminum trim in here. The seats also feel pretty comfortable. There's a nice view out of the front. Now, first things I'm noticing in terms of the actual touch points here, the steering wheel is new. It's got these paddle shifters on the back, which are plastic. There's some new instrument panel gauges here with a new font that actually looks pretty nice. It's very, very different. That's the problem I have with some Cadillacs is some of the font in here, some of the switchgear looks a little bit too much like card sharing. Now, the center stack also houses an all-new infotainment system. This is the updated, latest version of the Cadillac Q user experience. It's got an 8-inch touchscreen or display here, which is an HD display. It's controlled by this new rotary controller here, which is new for this particular model. Cadillac says they're going to expand it to the rest of their lineup, which kind of addresses the issue that we have with Q with its slow responses and such. You're also going to find lots of hard buttons in this center stack, which is nice. You have heated and cooled seats. And really, it feels roomy. It feels pretty elegant, although I am disappointed that it's a little dark in here. Cadillac says they don't offer like a red interior option, even on this sport trim. I'm hoping they'll change that in the future because I think it would really do well to kind of brighten up the cabin. My Tester also has a big panel sunroof. It feels roomy in here. And honestly, I think a lot of buyers who are looking for a crossover like this are going to find a lot to like with the interior of the XT4. But let's step into the back seat because Cadillac says the back seat is the most spacious in the class, so I want to test that out. So as I said earlier, Cadillac quotes that there's around 39 inches of legroom in the rear, which would make it seriously class-leading and probably more than what you'd expect in most full-size sedans. So let me get back here and see how the actual space is. Now, getting back here, I'm happy to report, I don't know if it's actually almost 40 inches of legroom, but I will say that it is pretty damn roomy back here. There's plenty of foot space underneath the actual front seats. There's lots of room here. The bench actually is relatively comfortable. Back here, I also see heated rear seats, vents, there's dual mat pockets, there's a nice big panoramic sunroof. But I mean, overall, in this segment, it's the smaller vehicles, the smaller CUV segment. It does offer a good amount of space, although I do think the cargo area, by the numbers, is smaller than some of its competitors. But anyways, this new XT4 will be available for order at your local Cadillac Cadillac dealership starting this month with a starting price of around $35,790 for a base premium model. I don't really have information regarding how expensive this particular one is, but it's right in line there with all of its competitors. And I think honestly, when it comes to market, this will be one of the hottest selling new Cadillacs that you could find at your local dealership. For Redline Reviews at the 2018 New York International Auto Show, I'm Sofyan Bey.